I've been thinking over this weekend with Metal Gear Solid 4 finally coming back as part of the Master Collection, you know, being free from the PlayStation 3, everyone's excited, but something kind of feels off because we're not getting Metal Gear Online 2 specifically, and Peace Walker is getting its co-op mode, but we're not getting MGO 2, and a lot of people are bummed out by this, and so am I. Judging by the reaction I've seen since Volume 2 was announced, I'm definitely not the only person disappointed by this. You know, I see a lot of people in my comments, I see a lot of people on Twitter, everywhere, just saying it'd be nice if we could get MGO back with this. Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea here, I'm absolutely under no illusion that we're going to make a change.org petition, get a few thousand signatures maybe if we're lucky, and suddenly Konami is going to be like, oh yeah, here you go guys, here's MGO 2. I definitely don't think that's going to happen. That's probably not going to happen, if anything, but this petition will most likely do absolutely nothing. But at the same time, doing nothing guarantees that absolutely nothing will happen. And I think there's some value in actually having somewhere where people can put their name down and say, yes, I want Metal Gear Online 2 back. MGO 2 at its peak, it was very, very popular. You know, it had solid player counts. They even made machinimas about it, right? And there was some pretty fun machinimas. And I remember always being upset as a kid, hey, I couldn't play this because I didn't have a PS3. It was always a massive bummer. And, you know, it shut down, and in a way it kind of never left because we still have Save MGO, right? The amazing team at Save MGO has spent years preserving Metal Gear Online, maintaining community servers, and essentially making sure these games haven't just disappeared and vanished forever. Which is, you know, why I think there is a very interesting opportunity here. We're not just necessarily asking Konami to build an entirely new Metal Gear Online from scratch. We're just asking them to maybe port this over. You know, there's so many things they could do with this. You know, they could either sell it as a DLC add-on or something, right? Like something you can download or add as DLC to the Master Collection. They could release as a free update, or, you know, they could just, even if they wanted to make money off of it, they could monetize it in like a healthy way, right? Not that you should, but, you know, it would be nice to just have MGO in some capacity. You know, with Save MGO around, there's already a community playing it, that people exist that play it, that there's servers, the community's keeping everything alive. So at the absolute minimum, I'd actually love to see Konami acknowledge that community and perhaps even open some kind of dialogue with the Save MGO team. You know, I feel like they need to interact with this community more because everyone's kind of divided. You know, there is no PR or any representative talking to the community, asking what the fans want. They just kind of go and do their own thing however they want, hoping you'll make the money. And that's why I'm starting a petition, which you'll be able to see in the video description as well as the pinned comment. And the goal is very simple. It's to show Konami that people still want Metal Gear Online 2. Ideally, obviously, we'd love to see it restored alongside MGS4, just like the co-op for Peace Walker. Maybe, you know, like I said, it could be a future update, released separately, or maybe, you know, nothing will happen. Who knows? But if enough people sign it, then at the very least we have something tangible that demonstrates that there is still demand for this game. Because, you know, I could go and say, hey, loads of guys want MGO 2 back, but, you know, there is no evidence for that. I could just be talking out my ass. So the best thing we can do is being able to point towards thousands of people that have actively signed something saying they want it back. And, you know, it's a little bit different. There is some sort of evidence preserved there. I think that if we're bringing MGS4 back, it would be a shame to leave such a huge part of its history behind. So if you played MGO 2 back in the day, if you're currently playing through Save MGO, or even if you have never played it and simply want the opportunity to experience it rather than something like Fox Hunt, I'm gonna leave this petition like I said below. Sign it, share it around if you want, and let's actually see what happens. I don't expect anything to come from it, but, you know, it's better to do something than to not do anything at all, in my opinion. And I'd rather try and show Konami that there is some sort of demand than spend the next 5 years saying, man, I wish they brought MGO 2 back, you know? So I feel like now as a community, we should all join together.
We can all live together.
Band together and just show them that we want this, right? Now's our chance. So, you know, 2 weeks before release, fingers crossed, maybe they'll do something, maybe they won't. So yeah, if this is something that interests you, then please go ahead and sign this petition. I am just a guy doing YouTube for MGS, some gaming and modding and stuff. I'm you know, I'll just see what happens with this. That's all. So yeah, if you've stuck around to the end, thank you for watching. Peace.